Hey, let me fill you in on a secret. Is anyone listening? Okay, I'll tell you. This is the first episode of my new vlog about indie directors and their awesome movies that they make. So, if you like movies and me, well, if you like me, just kind of, then you'll love this vlog, so you should definitely check it out. If you don't like movies or me, what the heck do you like? Today, we're going to be talking about someone who's really brilliant. He is from Dallas. He used to be a software engineer. He is like a one-man band. Writer, director, producer, he even acts in his movies. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? Well, if you don't, he's made 2 movies that are really successful on Netflix. One's called Primer, and the other one's called Upstream Color, which is one of my favorite movies of all time now. So you should definitely check that movie out. You should click the link below for the trailer and see if you want to watch it. Okay, if you don't know who it is, I'm going to tell you. It is Shane Carruth. So for those of you who know Shane Carruth, you probably are familiar with his film Primer. That was his first film that he made when he was 30, right after he quit his job as a software engineer. It was only about $7,000 to make Primer. So it was extremely low budget, but it was so well written that made up for it. It was about building a time machine and going back in the past and rewriting your past, fixing things, all kinds of stuff. But he is an engineer, so it was extremely calculated. It made so much sense, and it was a really well done film. I didn't get it the first time that I watched it, so I actually had to YouTube it and figure out what was going on, because I am not anywhere close to an engineer. That stuff goes over my head, but the characters were so interesting and the story was so interesting that it kept my attention. So that's Primer. After Primer, Carruth was set. He proved he was a brilliant writer. He could write crazy, convoluted sci-fi movies with a teeny tiny budget. So of course you'd think Hollywood would be all over that. And at first they were. He started working on another film called A Topiary, which was going to be a big budget sci-fi film. And everything was going well. He pitched it. They wanted to make it. They started going to meetings. Everything was going well, till all of a sudden the budget started dwindling. Then it shrank to practically nothing. And eventually the film just shriveled up and died altogether. Carruth was so discouraged because that was going to be the film of his life. He said it was the worst waste of his time. The worst waste of his life. Well, he was just about ready to pack up his bags, go back to his career as a software engineer, when he was hit with this new idea. He could not stop thinking about Upstream Color. Oh, Upstream Color. One of my favorite films of all time. Because trust me, you have never seen anything like this film. It's beautiful, it's abstract, it's romantic, it's shot beautifully, the sound is beautiful, the characters are just so inspirational and so believable. I have an excerpt from the Los Angeles Times that really says it best. With its densely layered, thematically rich storytelling, Upstream Color is in part about the mutual psychosis that can be an essential part of romance, the agreement of a shared madness. It's intense and hypnotically powerful, and a more intimate and moving film than Primer. Upstream Color is at once emotionally direct while narratively abstract. What I really like about Carruth is that he makes his films, he really focuses on identity. In Primer, it was about going back and rewriting your life. And in Upstream Color, it was about your identity and life being taken away altogether.
I can't cope, I can't think, I can't breathe. This ain't me, this ain't easy. I'm thinking, am I doing this for them or me?
A big question that he asks is whether we control our identity or whether or not our identity controls us. Where is the line? And I think that's really fascinating. And if you have any ideas, please write it in the comment box. I'd love to know what you guys think about identity. On an ending note, Shane Carruth has sacrificed everything. He left his stable job. He gave up the opportunity to have a family. He sacrificed everything for this dream. And he's so passionate, probably to the point of being a bit neurotic. Like all of us filmmakers, creative types. And I think that's inspiring, and I hope that if he ever sees this, that he knows that he's made a difference, that he's given some of us hope and motivation. I know especially me. And I hope for all of you too. I hope watching this makes all of you feel a little bit more inspired, a little bit more hopeful. So now let me ask you, who's going to be next? Who's up for the challenge?
Oh my.